and they're all big fans of the sport in general anyways, so of course they're paying attention to our Canadian junior trials here at the Olympic Oval in Calgary, Alberta. We are deep into our first day. Finals are underway for the women. We are just about to have the start of our D final. So we'll have 5 finals for the women. So 5 finals for the men as well. Got a big race here. 8 skaters on the line. Of course, now 8 skaters, somewhat the norm in 1500 meters. We're seeing that as they're now doing 8 skaters to the line in 15s at the heats at the World Cup. So we'll list off those 8 skaters to you now. We've got number 1, Karina Momny. Number 2, Maggie Benon. Number 3, Marianne Gay. Number 4, Ariane Bourget. Numéro 5, Maud Tremblay. Numéro 6, Hiwan Son of Alberta. Numéro 7, Léa Chamberlain d'Asti. And number 8, Alison Saunier. 6 skaters from Quebec. Hiwan Son of Alberta and Maggie Benon of Alberta. And as I mentioned, Benon, she moves on the outside and now trying to impose herself into third. 8 skaters. Nobody wanting to take the lead, but nobody wanting to be at the back. So good 5-6 meters between the first and 8th. So that's a lot of extra distance to skate. So skaters trying to be out the front. We now have 3 skaters shoulder to shoulder. One on the outside, Iwan Son of Alberta moving into the lead, followed by Maud Tremblay, who takes that lead right back. 8 laps to go. Oh, and we've got a fall. 2 skaters go down. 4 skaters go down. Now Maud Tremblay, and we are going to have this race called back. 4 skaters going down there. So we'll see if we can take a quick replay there of those falls. 8 skaters on the line. Of course, you get lots of action. And here we go. And we see, looks like we had a bit of a click of blades there between Maggie Benon, and she goes down. And then other skaters had no choice but to also go down. So we had number 7, Léa Chamberlain just going down, as well as Maggie Benon. Hiwan Son going down as well. And one other skater, I'm not sure. Of course, there's 6 skaters on there with the Quebec suit, so it's tough for me to see who it was. But here we got another shot at this replay. Benon and Chamberlain d'Asti going down. And then Hiwan Son going down and taking out Alison Saunier. So tight racing. Skaters jockeying positions. Of course, those long blades. Sometimes have a click of blades and just have your feet washed out from underneath you, just like that happened with Maggie Benon. Looks like all the skaters are up and okay. Hiwan Son was holding her elbow a little bit, but she now has a smile on her face, so I think she's probably okay. So you see the ice repair team doing what they do best. Got the fire extinguisher out there to flash freeze the slush into position. You can still see in the left of your screen there, we've got Alison Saunier getting her blades loose and tightened. That releases any tension in the blade and allows the bend that's there to settle back to, hopefully back to its normal settings. So we're ready to restart this race. All 8 skaters taking the restart. Again, in order 1 to 8, Momini, Benon, Gay, Bourget, Tremblay, Son, Chamelin-Lastie, and Saunier. So, because the race was, people went down with less than 9 laps to go, we will restart with 9 to go, which is hence why you see a bit of a quicker pace to start this one. Those rules, of course, put out in the High Performance Bulletin. It's put out each year. You see some skaters shaking out their legs, a bit of lactic. Some of them are cold from getting wet. Now, Hee-Won Son moving on the outside, and again, got some very tight races. Maggie Benon in third, Hee-Won Son into second, and now it's Tremblay, Mo Tremblay leaving off where she was in the last race and setting up in the front with 6 laps to go. Benon now moving into second. Skaters strung out in a single pack. Now Alison Saunier moving into third. Some jockeying for position in the back of the pack there as well. 4 laps to go here. Benon attempting an inside pass on Mo Tremblay, and there she goes. Maggie Benon into the first place with 3 laps to go. Tremblay following her closely in second. Saunier in third. Now Tremblay making a pass back into the front in front of Maggie Benon. Saunier still in third. Hee-Won Son overtaken by Karina Momny into fourth place. 1.5 laps to go. Mo Tremblay opening the gas and moving out to the front. Maggie Benon looking to hold on to her second place from Alison Saunier in third. Couple of passes there and some click of blades coming through. It's number 3, Marianne Gay looking to move, and it's going to be tight at the line. Benon, Gay, so it'll be Tremblay, and it looks like a photo finish between Benon and Gay for second and third here in our D final. So some serious action there in that 8-skater race. See the 1:45 time, as we did have a restart in that 1,500 meters. It was because the race was called back with less than 9 laps to go. They restarted with 9 laps to go. Hence why you see that 1:45 time. It was not a world record by 30 seconds. So we're getting ready to move into our top bracket side of the 1,500 meters for the women. All right, so only 4 skaters. We have 2 scratches in this race. So we've got number 1, Flavie Laroche-Roy, Ricky Doak from New Brunswick, Claudia Heaney from Ontario, Anne Boudreau-Alexandre from Quebec. This is our C final. No change in position currently. Doak leading Boudreau-Alexandre, Laroche-Roy, and Heaney. 10 laps to go. These skaters, of course, trying to gain important points. Every point very important as we move towards the end of the weekend and towards our A final in the women's event here, coming up in a few minutes. But first of all, we'll be finishing off this C final. Ricky Doak of New Brunswick continuing to lead. Now Heaney of the Kitchener-Waterloo Cobras in second. She's got skater from Quebec, that's number 4, Anne Boudreau-Alexandre, and down goes Doak. Unfortunately there, as Boudreau was trying to make a pass. Now it's Heaney out in front, followed by Laroche-Roy and Boudreau-Alexandre with 5 laps to go. Heaney, the Ontario skaters, continuing to lead. Coaches giving some feedback there and telling La Roche-Croix to pass on the outside, and she's trying to wind it up and do just that. But Heaney doing a good job of picking up her speed and defending that outside pass. Now La Roche-Croix looking on the inside, but no, again, defense stands tall from Heaney. As they come around, they've got 2 laps to go. We've got a good heads-up battle here between Heaney and La Roche-Croix. As they battle it out, La Roche-Croix picking up the pace once more to try and do an assault as they come around to take the bell. Heaney takes the bell with 1 lap to go. That was a 10.6 second lap. And we'll see if we're going to have a close finish here, but it looks like it will be Claudia Heaney taking the win in the C final. Ricky Doak, just a couple laps to go, so we will be getting ready for the B final. And Doak finishes off after a unfortunate fall there. Skaters now entering the ice for the B final. So we'll have 5 skaters in our B final, and of course that means that there was an advancement, so we'll have a big number of 7 skaters in our A final. But before we get to that main event, turn our attention to this B final.
Is there a call?
So in that previous race, Anne Boudreau-Alexandre was penalized for impeding. Anne Boudreau-Alexandre impeding in the C final. So in our B final, we have 5 skaters. Number 1, Megan Boudria. Number 2, Danae Blais. Number 3, Camille Blais. Number 4, Rosalie Tremblay. And number 5, Catherine Mailloux. Slow pace here. Skaters fighting it out for positions 8 through 12. It's currently Mailloux in the lead, followed by Camille Blais and the 2 skaters Tremblay and Danae Blais, who both represented Canada last year at the World Junior Championships. Content to sit at the back of this very slow race. 15.9 second laps. Nothing to write home about there. But I'm sure the pace will pick up very quickly here as we have now 10 laps to go. Camille Blais currently still leading this race. Catherine Mailloux second. Now coming up to the front. Megan Boudria moving into the front. A smart move there with 9 to go. All of these front 3 skaters paying attention to behind them as they know that those 2 national team suits are sitting in the back, waiting to light up the fireworks and get this race underway. The pace now picking up, and that's Camille Blais moving into the lead. Tremblay and Blais, Danae Blais still happy to sit at the back. 5.5 laps to go. Tremblay now passing Danae Blais into 4th. Continuing to lead though, Camille Blais. And now the pace again picking up as Blais decides she's had enough of the cat and mouse. Decides to put her foot down. Looks like Rosalie Tremblay is starting to want to make a move. Now moving into 3rd. Danae Blais now also moving up, moving into 4th. 3 laps to go. It is the number 1 skater, Megan Boudria, making a very nice sly move into the front. We'll have 2 laps to go. Still Megan Boudria leading away, but here comes Danae Blais on the outside. Danae Blay picking off one. Now trying to pick off a second and move into the front. And there it is. Danae Blay is now moved into the front. And it looks like she will unofficially take the win in this race. It is Danae Blay taking our B final. So we're getting ready for our main event here. The women's 1500 meter. We'll have our A final. Big points are going to be awarded here. Seven skaters on the line. This should be a cracker of a race. 10,000 points in the early lead on day one are on the line here in this first A final of the weekend. Like I said, 7 skaters, 6 from Quebec, 1 from New Brunswick. Skaters are going to be introduced one at a time. So, in lane 1, wearing helmet number 1 and representing New Brunswick, Courtney Sarro. In lane number 2, representing Quebec, de Quebec, Claudia Gagnon. In lane number 3, portant la casque numéro 3, de Québec, Alison Shaw. Portant le numéro 4, de Québec, Léa Tessier. Wearing helmet number 5 from Ontario, it's Renee Steenge. In lane number 6, de Québec, portant le casque numéro 6, Juliette Brindamour. Et portant le casque numéro 7, représentant le Québec, Roxane Baudry. And the stage is set for our A final, 1500 meters. We'll have our first junior national champion. And we are underway in our A final. Once again, tactical start as the ladies go around the first corner. Looks like number 4, Léa Tessier, will be our early leader with the Renee Steenge now overtaking her. Allison Charles showing herself at the front of the pack for the first time today. The other two rounds, she was happy to sit in the back for most of the race, but now deciding the front may be a better strategy for her. Charles now in front. Claudia Gagnon now sitting in third. Brainamore looking to sneak up from 7th into 6th. Courtney Sarro from Quebec on the outside into 2nd place. 10 laps to go. Our A final. Claudia Gagnon now in the lead as the pace gets a bit of an injection with that pass. Allison Charles now moving into second. Working on the outside is Renee Steenge of Ontario, trying to slide into third, but being boxed out a little bit, and now going back to fifth. Still Claudia Gagnon in the lead with 7 laps to go. Allison Charles in second. Léa Tessier in third. Juliette Bernard-Amour sitting in the back, but now pulling a pass and a bit of a shoulder bump there with number 7, Roxane Baudry, but back in front now. Allison Charles taking over the lead. Renee Steenge moving very strongly on the outside as they come with 5 laps to go. Claudia Gagnon in second. Steenge now pushing her way into third. Sorrow in fourth, and Charles very much in control. 2 hands on her back. 4 laps to go. Charles, Gagnon, Steenge, Sorrow. 1, 2, 3, 4. They come around. 3 laps to go. Charles starts to stretch it out and impose her pace on the race. She's now got a 3 or 4 meter lead. Good battle for second right now between Steenge, Roy, and Sorrow. Steenge now moving on the outside into second place. She's going to try and chase down Allison Charles with just 1 lap to go. It's Charles, Steenge, and Sorrow as they come through with the half a lap to go. It looks like Allison Charles will unofficially take the win in the first distance here, the Olympic Oval, and become the junior national champion in the 1,500 meter race. We'll go now and try to get a quick interview with Allison before they jump off the ice. She, of course, taking that big 10,000 points unofficially. Alors, on est avec Allison Charles qui vient d'avoir gagné la première course de la fin de semaine. Peux-tu nous raconter un peu de comment cette course s'est déroulée?
Très bien. J'ai essayé pendant la course de ne pas trop être stressée, d'être calme, d'être patiente. Puis à la fin, j'ai donné qu'est-ce que j'avais pour les derniers tours.
Excellent, mais félicitations et bonne chance le reste de la fin de semaine.
Merci.
All right, well, with that, we wrap up our women's finals. And we'll get ready to move on to the men's finals. So I will hop off of the ice for the finals and be back to get the A final winner, hopefully. So we're getting ready for the men's E finals. Here. We're going to have 4 skaters on the line for the E final. We'll have Okay, so a slight delay there. It looks like there was a bit of a confusion. They thought maybe the medals were going to be presented for the women right after that, but it looks like the medals will be presented immediately following the men's finals. So We are going to move directly into the men's finals, starting with the men's E final. 4 skaters in this race. We'll have number 1, Guillaume Dion of Quebec. Number 2, Roger Fulton, Brunswick. Number 3, Antoine Gagnon-Lamarche from Quebec. And number 4, Seamus Smith, New Brunswick. So 2 representatives from New Brunswick in this race. And so we are underway. Slow start. Gonna have a little New Brunswick Quebec battle here between these 2 skaters from Quebec and 2 skaters from Fredericton, from the Fredericton Club in New Brunswick. Of course, the New Brunswick provincial team was coached for many, many years by Peter Steele, who's retired from his provincial coach duties this year. Peter was a staple around national competitions for many years. And now Guillaume Dion has been ticked over by Seamus Smith, who is now pulling this race. Looks like Smith has the classic green and purple colored New Brunswick skates. And Antoine Gagnon-Lamarche taking over the lead from him. Roger Fulton into 3rd now as Guillaume Dion passes up into 1st. Lots of change in position in this race. 7 laps to go. Dion still leading this race. Gagnon-Lamarche 2nd. Seamus Smith winding it up from the outside. See what he can do. Block goes flying there. And Smith now having to call that pass off and move into 3rd. Gagnon-Lamarche now moving into 1st. Dion in 2nd. 4 laps to go. Fulton seems to have abandoned ship on this race. Antoine Gagnon-Lamarche continuing to lead. 3 laps to go. Dion 2nd. Smith looking like he's going to have to fly that New Brunswick flag himself. And there's a pass inside Dion. Seamus Smith moves into 2nd. And now Dion running out of legs, so it's going to be a 2-horse race as we come through the bell. Antoine Gagnon-Lamarche. Seamus Smith not ready to abandon ship on this one yet. And he runs right into the back of him. And so that will unfortunately slow his chance at getting through to the next round. Getting through to the line. So now Fulton finishing off his last couple laps, and we will have our unofficial results in that one. It looks like it was Antoine Gagnon-Lamarche 1st, Seamus Smith 2nd, Guillaume Dion 3rd, Roger Fulton in 4th. So just 4 more races left on the program today before we head off for the night. Of course, we still have some very exciting racing to come, including the A final for the men's, where we'll have the top points awarded. We'll crown our first male Canadian junior champion. So we are ready for our D final. 7 skaters on the line. We've got 2 skaters from Ontario, 1 from Alberta, and 3 from Quebec. So in lane number 1, Jérôme Pedersen Coulomb. Number 2, Paul Carrère. Number 3, Charles-Émile Généadion. Number 4, Drake Fu. Number 5, Jordan Pierre-Gilles. Number 6, Adrian Rudy. And helmet cover number 7, Simon Daudelin. Gilles leading this one early in this race. Of course, Gilles had an unfortunate tumble in his first race today. Went down. Drake Fu now moving up on the outside, taking the lead. And just taking about a 4 or 5 meter lead, carrying his speed through with 10 laps to go. Jordan Pierre-Gilles is going to have to do a little bit of work to close this gap down. Simon Daudelin sitting in 3rd place. Pack looks happy to let Gilles do the work to close it down, and he looks happy to do that work. And the gap to Drake Fu is now completely closed down. Jérôme Pedersen Coulomb moving from 6th to 5th. Paul Carrère pulling up the rear, but putting a bit of an injection of pace, moving around the outside. Jordan Pierre-Gilles now in the front, though. Just 6 laps to go. Pierre-Gilles looking smooth, hands on his back. Little injection of pace and opens it up. He's got number 3, Charles-Émile Généadion, and Paul Carrère coming up with him. So they've split the pack, and now it's a 3-horse race. 4 laps to go. Jordan Pierre-Gilles looking to go out and get the maximum amount of points here in this D final that he can as he moves on towards the rest of the weekend. Paul Carrère trying to stay with that pack, but it looks like he is having a bit of trouble. So Charles-Émile Généadion and Jordan Pierre-Gilles will have a battle here as we come around with 1 lap to go. Jordan Pierre-Gilles will pick the bell. And at the line, no change in position. Jordan Pierre-Gilles. Généadion Carrère 3rd. So we move on to our C final. This will feature just 3 skaters, as we did have some advancements in the semifinals after a series of tumbles. Be our 3rd last race here today. Reminder that we will be back with you tomorrow for the 500-meter races. Surely an exciting day here at the Olympic Oval. If you are in the Calgary area and you're watching from home and you want to come down and watch, it is free. Come on out. So in this race, we've got number 3, Alexander Hale. Number 2, Mitchell Schrum. Number 1, Felix Chamin. So we've got Hale, Schrum, and Chamin. The tall Hale sitting in front right now. The others seem content to just let him lead. Only a 3-person race here, so no use doing anything crazy early on in the race. Mitchell Schrum from the Kitchener-Waterloo Cobras. 2 skaters from that club here this weekend. Claudia Heaney also on the women's side, representing Southern Ontario. Hale also coming from Ontario, but currently skating with the regional training center in Montreal, where he's coached by Marc Gagnon and Marc-André Manette. Chemin now moving into the lead, as they're going to come around with just 3 laps to go, or sorry, 6 laps to go. These guys will be looking to get the points for 14th place, the highest number of points that they can get. Chemin currently picking the pace up a little bit. 10.4 second lap. This one should be quite a bit faster than that as Hale takes it over. And Alexander Hale now leading. So he brings that lap time down to 9.6 seconds, and Hale still out in the lead. 2 laps to go. Hale continuing to pick the pace up. Chemin in second. Schrum third as they take the bell. And Alexander Hale looks like he will be in a position to take this win. Chemin and Schrum coming across in a tight finish, but Felix Chemin takes that second place. Schrum third. And we see the skaters coming onto the ice in the back of your picture there. As we zoom in on our track stewards. Getting ready for the B final. 7 skaters on the line for this B final. Should be an exciting race. Some decently good sized points on the available on the board here for positions 8 to 13. This B final will feature 6 skaters from Quebec, 1 from Alberta. You can see their names across the bottom there. The yellow helmet cover wearing number 1, Alexis Marceau. Wearing number 2 is Nicolas Perrault in the teal helmet cover. Number 3, wearing the blue, Jacob Savard. Number 4, wearing the red, Francis Dumouchel. Number 5, wearing the white, Brendan Yamada. Helmet cover number 6, Marc-Antoine Lemay, wearing the black. And number 7, wearing the gray, Charles-Étienne Nadeau. 7 skaters on the line here. Yamada moving into the lead. So number 3, Jacob Savard moving into second. Now coming out on the outside, Nicolas Perrault. Perrault calmly taking the lead. And Jacob Savard moving into the lead now. And Charles-Étienne Nadeau is moved in now outside, inside, and into first place as Savard goes a bit too wide and ends up into 4th place. Alexis Marceau now winding on the outside. Let's see if he can keep his speed and keep out of the bit of the contact that we saw there, out of the traffic. Ooh, and a good pass by Michel on the inside to keep up his pace. Now he jumps up into 3rd, but Alexis Marceau currently in 2nd. Nicolas Perrault leads with 6 laps to go. Perrault and Marceau, 1 and 2. Dumichel in 3rd, 5 laps to go. We're going to have a good battle. Dumichel moving on the outside, picking up the speed, but he managed to rub a little bit there on Perrault. Still goes by. Perrault looking like he's running out of gas. Number 6, Antoine Lemay trying to set up a pass and move into third. As they come around with 3 laps to go, it continues to be Alexis Marceau in the front. And Francis Dumouchel in second. So we'll see them come with 1.5 laps to go. It's going to be Alexis Marceau taking the bell, looking over his shoulder to see if Dumouchel is going to have anything left in the legs to take him at the line. Tries an outside inside and a tight pass. Beautiful pass by Dumouchel on the last lap. Takes the win, and coming out of the back too, Marc-Antoine Lemay looks like he might have sniped in for second place at the line there. Great pass by Dumouchel in the last lap to get that win. Unofficially, of course. See if the refs have anything to say, but looked like a fairly clean race. 250 or 225.569 for that race. So that means that the B final is now complete, and we will be getting ready for the main event on the side, the A final. Seven skaters on the line for our A final. They will be introduced one at a time, as this is our Junior National Championship final. Got 5 skaters from Quebec, 1 from Ontario, 1 from Saskatchewan. In the A final, starting in lane number 1, wearing helmet cover number 1 from Saskatchewan, crowd favorite here at the Olympic Oval, Marco Schumann. In lane number 2, portant le casque numéro 2 de Québec, David Laroux. In lane number 3, wearing helmet cover number 3 in the blue helmet cover, from Ontario, Gibson Nimbo. In lane number 4, portant la casque numéro 4 de Québec, Vincent Bédard. Bédard looking very intense, pounding his legs. In lane number 5, portant la casque numéro 5, last year's Canadian Junior Champion de Québec, Marc-Olivier Lemay. In lane number 6, portant la casque numéro 6 de Québec, Maxime Raymond Chitaya. And in lane number 7, portant la casque numéro 7 de Québec, Julien Armand. And so with that, the table is set. The A final. Skaters are now on the line. And with a slight flurry, we're off. Maximum points available here in this A final. Gibson Nimbo takes the early lead. Skaters looking nervous, a lot of energy on the line. So they know the big 10,000 points is on the line. Expect we'll see a fairly strategic race here early on, but it won't be long before the pace will pick up. I imagine we'll see a very tight battle all the way to the end of this race. Marco Schumann skating out of the Olympic Oval. Sitting in third, Marc-Olivier Lemay. In fourth, he'd sat at the back, similar to Allison Charles in most of his races so far today, but now choosing to switch it up and be in the middle a little bit. And moving on the outside, Vincent Bédard taking a flyer here and going for a ride with 9 laps to go. Very bold strategy here. Let's see if it pays off. That's Vincent Bellard now joined coming out of the pack. Julien Armand, not the type of strategy we normally see in these big air finals, but Bellard figuring his best chance is to go out and put the pedal to the metal and give it all early in the race. So he now has 7 laps to go and about a 1/3 of a lap lead, a little bit more than that. Marco Schumann back in the pack, moving into 4th. Armand continuing to sit about 10 meters behind Vincent Bellard, as Bellard continues to hold his lead at about a little over a 1/3 of a lap with 5 laps to go. Bellard out in front with a bold strategy. Armand following closely behind him. Now Marco Schumann moving into 3rd place. And Lemay getting into a bit of a battle with Larue and going wide. Now Schumann closing it down. Schumann now moving past Armand and moving up on the skater Vincent Bellard with 3 laps to go. Marco Schumann from the Olympic Oval's got about a 5-meter lead. Gibson and Beau now moving. Bellard running out of gas. The crowd is absolutely driving him on. Here comes Marc-Olivier Lemay coming back on the pack after getting it pushed out. Schumann now is going to take the bell with 1 lap to go. And Beau and Lemay are closing fast. Let's see if Schumann's going to have enough legs to make it to the line. And Beau right on him, looking at Lemay as they come to the line. Who's it going to be? Blanket finish. I have no idea who won from this corner. So tight at the line. So tight at the line. We're going to have to go to the photo finish on that one. We'll try to get an interview here with the crowd favorite, Marco Schumann. I'm not sure who picked that up, but the skaters often know at the line, so let's see if we can talk to them. Okay, well, I'm here with Gibson and Beau, super tight at the line. Gibson, can you tell us what you saw at the line?
I think Marco won it.
Okay, so just to wind it back up, we had Gibson and Beau, Marc-Olivier Lemay, and Marco Schumann super tight at the line. Gibson and Beau thinks Marc-Olivier Lemay got it after coming back. Marc-Olivier, what do you think? What do you think you finished?
Well, from my point of view, I was first, but it was really, really close. Yeah.
So a really tight race. Awesome racing, boys. Good luck the rest of the way. We'll see who's got the win coming up.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So a bit of a crazy finish there. I'm not looking at the screen right now. You guys might be looking at the screen, but in my experience as a skater, the skaters often know who had it at the line. So not sure 100% who picked up the win, but okay, so we have confirmed that at the line, unofficially, it was Marc-Olivier Lemay picking up the win in that race. Very exciting finish. Okay. Gibson and Beau second, and Marco Schumann from the Olympic Oval. Excellent race to pick up 3rd. All right, so fantastic finish there. That was our last race of the day here. We will invite you to join us tomorrow for the 500-meter races. Unofficially in that men's 1,500 meters, we did have Marc-Olivier Lemay, Gibson and Beau, and Marco Schumann. Of course, our winner on the ladies' side today was Allison Charles. So a great day of racing here to open the Junior Canadian Championships, and we will with more live action.
When's the live feed cutting? When are you guys cutting the live feed? Well, when's he going to be off? I was going to go over there with my mic.
Huh?
I was going to go over Check 1 2, check 1 2, check 1 2. 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 Check. That was lit, man. There are no calls for the previous race. Check 1 2, check 1 2, check 1 2, check, check. Coming out. Yeah, all up, points over here. Check. Somebody have results sheets? I don't know. Can I have the results sheets? Can I have the results sheets? The 1,000 meters on there somewhere, I think. The men's is over there somewhere. I just need the women's. I need the women's though. Check. We're good. David. You guys follow her. Please join me in welcoming our medalists for the ladies' 1,500 meter event. In third place, representing New Brunswick, Courtney Sarro. In second place, representing Ontario, Renee Steinge. And in first place, receiving the gold medal, representing Quebec, Allison Charles. Ladies and gentlemen, your medalists for the ladies' 1500 meter event at this year's 2016 Canadian Junior Short Track Speed Skating Championships. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming your medalists for the men's 1500 meter event out onto the ice. In third place, representing Saskatchewan, Marco Schumann. In second place, representing Ontario, Gibson Himbo. And in first place, your reigning junior Canadian champion, Marc-Olivier Lemay. Ladies and gentlemen, your medalists for the men's 1500 meter event at this year's 2016 Canadian Junior Short Track Speed Skating Championships.